तीन को पता है दूसरा क्या काम है ते दोन्ही कारण तो जाता है पण रूम मध्ये यांचा व्हिडिओ हा आहे आपला व्हिडिओ तो आहे दोन्ही करेक्ट होतो दोन वेगळे वेगळे कंट्रोल एक मिनिट हे आपण डाउनलोड केलं डाउनलोड कसा आहे मेरा वीडियो इतना it is here bro. Can you hear us, Prabhu? Dhamma Prasad? Yes. Yes. Very good. Hare Krishna. We shall get started. जय राध माधवा कुंज बिहारी जय राध माधवा कुंज बिहारी जय राध माधवा कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधवा कुंज बिहारी जय गोपी जन वल्लभा गिरवरधारी जय गोपी जन वल्लभा जय गोपी जन वल्लभा गिरवरधारी जय गोपी जन वल्लभा जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी कुंज बिहारी यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन यशोदा रंजन ब्रज जन रंजन यमुना तीरावन चारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे Right, we'll start Mangalacharan prayers. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yenam Tasmai Shri Gurve Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhistam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Gurah Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavamsha श्रीरूपं साग्रजातां सहगना रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगना ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश नमो ओं विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रस्थाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी नीति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधो दीनबंधो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांता राधा कांता नमोस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे Hare Krishna, everyone. Welcome to the seminar on his Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, his personality, his leelas, his gunas, and Siksastakam. Right? Yes. And we have amazing materials collected by our Bhagavad Gita student team. So I'm very thankful to everyone who participated and Ramakunda Prabhu. So before we start, who is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, right? The introduction is the important part. So we'll start with that. And interesting part is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is combined incarnation of Radha and Krishna, where Lord Sri Krishna could see that how his devotees, especially Radharani, is so happy. She's so happy, and she was actually happier than him. As like how what happiness is being enjoyed over here in my bhakti that I want to explore. And that is where Lord Sri Krishna decided to come in the mood of devotees. So that is the first part of why he came, is he wanted to experience how devotees enjoy my bhakti. This the rasa, bhakti rasa, Krishna Prem rasa. And the second part of it was he wanted to spread the holy name, his incarnation as Harinam for the jivas of Kali Yuga, because as the yugas pass, the worship methods change to accommodate with the situation. And in Satya Yuga, we used to do the tapasya. In Treta Yuga, what was prominent was the fire sacrifices. And in Dwapar Yuga, the temple worship was prominent. In Kali Yuga, people do not have those qualifications from the previous yugas to do meditation for 60,000 years or very costly yajnas or even the very elaborate temple worship. What we see is very subdued standard actually. So what is easy? Lord has invested all his power in the holy name. Holy name is infallible incarnation of the Lord with no rules. We will learn about that. So when Lord Sri Krishna wanted to come, Radharani cannot stay behind. So she said, I want to come also. And so that is why she came to protect Krishna from the jivas of Kali Yuga. And that is why he is Gaura. He is golden in complexion because that is Radharani who is his outer layer. That is how is the combined incarnation. He comes in the mood of Radharani to see why Radharani is so happy. And that is why he's in the mood, very soft mood. As a Gaura when he arrives, he does not leverage his divya weaponry or anything. He's just focusing on holy name. And instead of killing the demons, now Gauranga is focusing on what? He's focusing the demon in our heart. The problems that we have in our heart, that get destroyed, but we don't get destroyed. And that is the speciality of Gauranga Mahaprabhu for Kali Yuga. Also known as Gauranga Vishwambhara. Vishwambhara is his pre-initiation name. And he was born February 18th, 1486. And you know, when things have happened 5,000 years back and 1.2 millions back, like Ramayana, Mahabharata, some people think it is mythology and all that. But then Lord said, no, 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 it's not mythology. It comes in the historical context of only 500 years back and re-establishes the dharma that we can follow. And that is where the books written around him are also listed over here. So the Gaura Lila is explanation of Bhagavad Gita explains us uh, who is God and little more information about how powerful the God is. Srimad Bhagavatam explains us the Leelas of the Lord, like how Lord enjoyed 5,000 years back, 1.2 million years back in different incarnations. But with all that information, what do I do now? And how do I do it now? That is, Gauranga comes and explains us by action, by demonstration, how to perform his bhakti at the highest level. And that is what the spirituality that is available in the Gaudiya Vaishnavism is very, very unique. It is directly coming from the Lord. It is only 500 years back, and it is in its purest form. And just like the electricity works when it is connected to the power center through the connections network, like that, the spirituality works, and we can see the transformation in our hearts. We can see the transformations in the society because the current is real. We are connected to Lord Sri Krishna through the parampara. So, any incarnation of the Lord, knowing that nowadays every third person who is a Hindu guru will also claim that he's God. Once Srila Prabhupada is giving a class, and some you know, hippie days, somebody stood up in the Western America said, "Hey, I am God." And Prabhupada said, "Yeah, we have not many of those. Sit down." He sit down. He sat down. It's like so because somebody is Kalki, somebody thinks I am Rama Krishna, something. So that is why the incarnation of the Lord has to be accepted only in line with the scriptural injunctions. The scriptures talk about which incarnations of the Lord and what are their references. And if Guru Sadhu Shastra, if three things meet, we should accept. So Guru is the our personal teacher, Diksha Guru, Shiksha Guru. And then sadhus, that means in the parampara, other people are saying the same thing. And that is also confirmed in the scriptures. If this triangle meets, we can follow. If not, we can put it in the parking lot until we have the triangle before we put our life on that. So Atharva Veda, again, we can, because we're a small setting, so we can also take turns in reading the slides, if that's okay. So Atharva Veda says, I will descend as a sannyasi, a tall, fair, and saintly Brahmana devotee. After 4,000-5,000 years of Kali Yuga have passed, I will appear on earth near the Ganges shore. See how many things are getting triangulated over here. And with all the signs of an exalted person, free from material desires. If you read the Gaura Lila, you'll see Gauranga is only and only missing Krishna. As a devotee of Krishna, he's only missing Krishna all the time. And he's in tears because of that. And there is nothing, just like a child separated from mother cannot be pacified with anything else. Give chocolates, toys, whatever, like, nah, my mommy. So, like that, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is always and always missing Radha and Krishna. I will always chant the holy names of the Lord and thus taste the sweetness of my own devotional service. Only other advanced devotees will understand me because this is not ordinary. So, a street side person, you try to explain them, then they will have like million questions. Also, it is mentioned in the scriptures that only by the mercy of Gauranga Mahaprabhu, somebody can understand Gauranga Mahaprabhu. So if somebody says, I don't understand, waiting for the mercy. Like so many people come to ISKCON temple and so many people actually get little more active with services and classes. But what happens, first we study the Bhagavad Gita, that can run for a couple of years, and then Srimad Bhagavatam, that can run for another decade. And then we are supposed to dive into Chaitanya Charitamrita, and that is where it's always a pending project for many devotees. Like who are these two people with hands up position, right? And that is why when we have festivals, it is important to read the leelas related to those personalities to get up to speed, get ahead of the curve in terms of learning where we are and what do they offer. So Bhavishya Purana, the Supreme Lord said in Kali Yuga, I will appear as the son of Sachi and inaugurate the Sankirtana movement. There is no doubt about this. And what doubt is left? Now your name is mentioned for his mother. Oh, and then our tongue is also like Mother Sachi. Why? Because Mother Sachi gave birth to Gauranga. What can our tongue give birth to? We can speak the holy name. So if we use our tongue carefully, a mother can give birth to a demon also. But like a mother, the tongue can give birth to holy name also. We can chant all the names. So we have to really decide whether our tongue is to be leveraged like Mother Sachi or, mother of a demon by doing incorrect things, speaking incorrect things. O sage, whose my wealth is austerity, O sage whose wealth is austerity, in the Kali Yuga, everyone will see my form as a sannyasi, a form filled with tears of bliss. What happens that when we have pain, we cry. That's a very easy type of tears. When we are insulted, we cry. But then there are other side of the tears of happiness, the tears of joy. And those tears are rare in our life, in our material life. The tears of happiness, I have not seen it every day. But in spiritual life, it is possible. That's one of the Ashtavikaras. That when we experience those moments, that's like the moment that is being cherished for life. What happens is, as we follow our spiritual life, usually, just like if our tongue is coated with sellotape or duct tape, somebody gives us a gulab jamun, what will happen? Can you taste the sweetness? You'll still eat the gulab jamun, but sweetness you cannot feel because the tongue is coated. But if somebody takes a pin and makes a hole in that tape, then that little sweetness will percolate into the tongue. It's like, oh, this is sweet, this is sweet. So, like that, because we are covered with our own anarthas, our own heart has a lot of problems. We are really interested in something else. And how do we know we are interested in something else other than Krishna? Look at the clock time, 24 hours. How many hours were spent on Krishna? Look at the 24 by 7, 1 week time sheet. Just see how many hours were spent for Krishna. Now we know we're actually interested in everything else. And hence, still when we are trying devotional service, once in a while, Lord will poke a hole in that duct tape and give us the sweetness. And that is where we can experience some tears, some feelings. But that is just a very, very, very small trailer of what is really waiting for us. Like when Srila Prabhupada was asked, how is spiritual ecstasy, right? And the only thing hippies knew was to get high on LSD. So he said, it's like being high on LSD all the time. So, so now hippies know only that, right? But there is a problem. You go high on LSD and then you come down. And when you come down, you feel very depressed. And you want to go back to that high again. And that is where they get addicted. And when they try to withdraw from those symptoms, that is a big medical process because they have to go through lots of depression and all of that. So without any side effects or chemicals or even nothing to purchase, Harinam can give us a continuous high like LSD, Srila Prabhupada mentioned. So that is the state of bliss that we are talking about. Mahabharat. Somebody wants to read this for me?
The Supreme Lord has a golden complexion when he appears as Lord Chaitanya. Indeed, his entire body, which is very nicely constituted, is like molten gold. Sandalwood pulp is smeared all over his body. He will take the fourth order of life sannyasa and he'll be very self controlled. He'll be distinguished from Mayavadi sannyasis in that he'll be fixed in devotional service and will propagate the Sankirtana movement from Vishnu Sahasranam.
Now let's talk about the self-control. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, obviously, nobody had to teach him that there are four regulative principles and all that. That's like, chhod do. In the principles of humility is the combined incarnation of Radha and Krishna. And what would be, and he's born in, say, Mayapur, Navadip. Uh, he would like to go where? Back to Vrindavan. That would be like the number one place to be. Right? Even if we go back to our school or college after decades, there is a very happy moment. I enjoyed over here. Here I used to drink chai, ye chai ka tapri. This is that is what is such a memories. Um, so Radha and Krishna had their highest ecstasies in this physical world in Vrindavana, and they would love to go back there. And he's combined incarnation. So how much eagerness should be there? So what happened when he tried to really go there? He always wanted to take the blessings of all devotees around him, his associates, and then go over there. And the first was his mother. His mother said, no, don't leave Navadip. If you want to leave Navadip, please don't go to Vrindavan. At least go to Jagannath Puri. Geographically, devotees keep going to Jagannath Puri. I'll get your news. You're my son. I'll get your word. How are you? And that's why please don't go to Vrindavan. So he didn't relocate to Vrindavan. But then he wanted to visit. So when he wanted to visit, again, he asked many devotees, I would like to go to Vrindavan. And people were so attached to him. By the way, one of his associates suggested that when you're going to Vrindavan, take one servant at the most, don't take the whole crowd. because you'll be in a very different mood in Vrindavan and you want to be alone. So he said, yeah. And he took everyone's instruction. Okay, right, I'll take only one. But then for even going, many people still kept saying, no, 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 after this festival, after that festival. So it took like months and years for him to come to the point where now everybody's saying, okay, now you go, right? And these are all his associates, people who are like his followers, and he's taking everybody's permission, saying that I want to go, I want to go. To make it complete, when he really started, Nityananda, who is expansion of Balaram, his brother, he basically redirected him back to Navadip, broke his danda. So finally somehow reaches Vrindavan. Now he reaches Vrindavan. You'd think now he spends a lot of time over there, right? The only servant that he was sent with says that I want to go to some another city, like Prayagraj or something, Kashi. And he said, okay. So after living very small period, again he moves on to going to Kashi. So talk about self-control. He's not putting himself in the priority, although he's missing Radha and Krishna like anything, and that Vrindavan like anything. So although it is very, 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 very dear to his heart, still what he wants is second priority compared to what devotees want. And that is why this is the postgraduate study, Chaitanya Charitamrita Gaur Lila. It's a postgraduate study because not only it happened recently, but by example, Lord showed what does humility mean. And when we read that Leela or hear that Leela in detail, it's really heart quenching to see how much Lord wanted to go and still how much he was holding back, waiting for the blessings of the devotees. And will be very self-controlled. He'll be distinguished from Mayavadi sannyasis in that he'll be fixed in the devotional service and will propagate a Sankirtana movement. What is the number one contribution of our parampara to today's day and age of spirituality? Very clear, very clear establishing that Lord Sri Krishna is not that unborn within talking to you through Krishna. He is not somebody that everybody can claim, I am also him, I am also him. That Shivoham type. He's not that. He's not a spiritual effulgence only. He's actually the personality who was with us 5,000 years back, continues to be in our heart, is present through the effulgence, and remains a personality in the spiritual world. And the places of pilgrimage like Vrindavan that we see over here today are the places which are a reflection. It is an extension, just like embassy. India's embassy is in San Francisco. Like that, it is the spiritual embassy, the Vrindavan over here. Even our ISKCON temple is like an embassy of the spiritual world. So that clarity that Lord is present, Lord is always listening to you, Lord is always with you, Lord is all powerful, He loves you, and He is always with you. He's all knower, He's all powerful, and He's not just a light or energy. We don't mix in the Lord. We remain, our identity remains even after liberation in the relationship that we are serving the Lord. So, what are we doing over here? Serving the Lord. What do we do in the spiritual world? Serving the Lord. So, that relationship remains. So, that means if we spend all our time serving the Lord now and here, then basically in this body we have achieved liberation. Prabhupada said, my disciples, he was talking about those disciples who joined the temple and serving 24 by 7 and following all the four regulatory principles. He said, my disciples are already liberated. They just do not know. They have not realized it. Why? Because what are you going to do in the spiritual world? It is service. What are you doing over here? Service. So as long as we're thinking of Krishna all the time, the location, the physicality does not matter. Which loka we are in does not matter. What matters is what's running in our heart. Now, there are prophecies from other scriptures also. Prophecy from Ananta Samhita. And again, we have only 185 slides. A fast track few. We have a credit slide just for that, including Mataji. So what is Gauranga saying? My names will be Krishna, Chaitanya, Gauranga, Gauranga Chandra, Gaura Chandra, Sachi Sutta, Mahaprabhu, Gaura, and Gaura Hari. Why Gaura Hari? Because when he was born, everybody, whole Daudi was saying Hari, 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 Hari. And those were the times of Badshah, the Muslims. Muslims are laughing at Hindus. He says, why are all these saying Hari Hari? Hari, why are they saying Hari? They are saying Hari Hari. Hari Hari Hari. They were also chanting Hari. That is why everybody was, everyone was benefiting from chanting the names of the Lord. And because he was fair in complexion, the baby, that's why his name was Gaura Hari. Timeline wise, we are in the middle of Kali Yuga. The is the mouse working? Yeah, right here, the mouse here. Kali Yuga, 432,000 years in length. We are in the first 5,000 years. 5,000 years have just passed. Double that size is Dwapar Yuga. Triple the size of Kali Yuga is Treta Yuga. Keep going left. And Satya Yuga is 4 times the length of Kali Yuga. All that combined is a Divya Yuga. And now this Divya Yuga, when 71 times it repeats, it is Manvantara. And this Manvantara, that runs 14 Manvantaras plus 15 Sandhyas, so that is Kalpa. Like that, it runs total 311 trillion years of life of Brahma. So in the Kali Yuga, Lord is appearing. As per, again, everywhere we have references. We don't expect this to be a complete coverage, but this is like the teaser where you can see, oh, CC Adi 3.10, and then you end up opening that book. If you don't have that book, kindly reach out to me. We'll be very happy to give you the boxes. Right. The Sankirtana movement, which is publicly chanting the name of the Lord, is again something Chaitanya Mahaprabhu brought as his speciality for the Jivas of Kali Yuga. Because before that, the meditation was silent. It was silent or within the family, but there was nothing on the streets chanting the names of the Lord. Even today, we feel really shy going out on the streets. What if somebody sees us? You know? What if people in office meet? What if people in the society meet with us? Who will say what? We don't want to go on the street and chant. That is why the attendance is so low on the streets. So, जिंदगी भर सोचते रहे लोग क्या कहेंगे लोग क्या कहेंगे लोग क्या कहेंगे. If somebody doesn't know Hindi, kindly forgive me. जिंदगी भर सोचते रहे लोग क्या कहेंगे लोग क्या कहेंगे, मरने के बाद लोग क्या कहते हैं? राम नाम सत्य है. अगर मरने के बाद राम नाम सत्य है तो जिंदा होते हुए क्यों सत्य नहीं है? Right? So that is the beauty. Lord said, no, Ram Nam Satya hai, but take it when you are alive. And if four Hindus are walking in the same direction and together and chanting Lord's name, you have to know somebody is dead. That was the situation of the Hindu society. That is changing because of ISKCON, where not only the India or Hindus or anything, all people in the world of all cultures, all heritages are going out on the streets and chanting Lord's name ecstatically and attracting people. My first attraction to Hare Krishna, although I grew up next to Jew temple, was when Anuradha and I were in UK, and there was an ecstatic Sankirtan party going on. They were jumping like 4 feet up in the air and dancing and singing music. And I just went over there and I stood over there and I was mesmerized for half an hour. How is this possible? These people are not from India, but they're chanting Hare Krishna and they're so happy. So that was like, it really matters when you see a happy Sankirtana party. So next Saturday, we have our temple is taking the Sankirtana party out in the streets of Seattle. We invite all of you to join because the Gaura Leela did not get over 500 years back. It still goes on and it will go until next 10,000 years. And we have our opportunity to participate in that Leela and become part of the Gaura Leela by participating in the Sankirtana. So that is why everyone, please come. So Siksastakam, we'll chant through the verses and then we'll go to the first verse. Before I go into the Siksastakam, which is a very deep topic, I beg permission from all of you. I would like to thank Srinath Sharan Prabhu and his wife Kalindi Priya Mataji for opening the doors of your heart and house for this seminar.
Time and 184 slides. You had some help from your team.
Full help.
But you need to go through the slides.
So team who did it.
So thank you for your time before and now also.
We'll chant together.
Yes.
चेतो दर्पणमार्जनं भवमहाधावाग्निर्वापनं श्रेयः कैरवचन्द्रिका वितरणं विद्यावधूजीवनम् आनन्दं बुद्धिवर्धनं प्रतिपदं पूर्णामृता स्वादनं सर्वात्मस्नपनं परम विजयते श्रीकृष्ण संकीर्तनम नाम नामकारि बहुधा निज सर्वशक्तिस्तत्रार्पिता नियमिता स्मरणेन कालः एतादशी तव कृपा भगवन् ममापि दुर्दैवमेदृशं इहा जनिनानुरागः तृणादपि सुनीचेन तरोरिव सहिष्णुनाम् अमानिनामानदेना कीर्तनीय सदा हरि न धनं न जनं न सुन्दरीं कवितां वा जगदीश कामये मम जन्मनि जन्मनीश्वरे भवतात् भक्तिरहिर्दुःखी त्वयि ऐनन्दतनुज किङ्करं पतितां वा विषमे भवाम्बुधो कृपया तव पाद पंकजास्तितधूलिसदृशं विचिन्तया नयनं गलदाश्रुधारया वदनं गद्गदहृदया गिरा पुलकैर्नचितां वपु कदा तव नाम ग्रहणे भविष्यति युगायितं निमिषेण चक्षुषा प्राविशायितं शून्यायितं जगत्सर्वं गोविन्द विरहेण मे पादरतां विनास्तु माम् अदर्शनां मर्महतां करोस्तु वा यथा तथा वा विदधातु लम्पतो मत प्राणनाथास्तु सेवनापरा हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। श्री चैतन्य शिष्टाष्टकम की जय। So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself has left behind only these 8 slokas. He had written fantastic literature. He was going in a boat with somebody, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, I have written this literature. And the other person was also a Pandit. He said, what I also had written this book, I wanted to show you, and what will happen to my book, because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, even before initiation as a Vishwambar, was such a famous Pandit. He said, if you have written something, nobody will read my literature. They were in a boat. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took the books and put it into the river, saying that now everybody will read yours. Don't worry. Talk about self-control, talk about humility, talk about putting others in the first. That is why the standard set by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is so high that we can only take lifetimes in trying to move in that direction and feel humble that we cannot be humble enough. Another option is to be humble, be proud about our humility. Saying that, see, others are doing only management or giving classes, and I'm doing such a humble menial service. Now we're starting to release the pride in our humility also. So it's like, yeah, you can be proud about your proud, you can be humble about your proud, or you can be proud about your humility. But either way, you don't want any type of pride in your heart. Why? Because Gauranga Prabhu, his Gauranga Prabhu, a decade back, he was giving class in our temple, and he said something very nice. He said, say you go to India, you land on the India's airport, and then at the immigration check, you mention that, actually, look how brown I am. I'm Indian. Please let me in. They say, show me your passport. He said, no, no, I can speak Hindi. I can speak Tamil. Inga Wanga, and say, show me the passport. Say, see, look my parental heritage, look at my parents also. They also look so Indian and they have passports. Like, no, no, show me your passport. Right? So like that, you can say, I can do Kathakali, I can do Bharat dance. No, no, no. Show me your passport. So what matters? Passport matters. Everything else you have does not matter. So in Hare Krishna, you can know million shlokas, you can do unlimited of programs, you can do everything. End of the day, to get the Krishna prema, Krishna's heart can melt with only one thing. That is humility. Because Krishna has everything and he gave us everything and we are proud about it. It's like, can you imagine? Like, I have 4 children and I give them chocolates and they're proud about the chocolates. Like, that's it. You're proud about your child. So there is no way for me to feel good about that child if the child is showing, look, I have three chocolates. I have three chocolates. It's like, okay, it comes to me also. See, I have three chocolates. Thank you for showing me the three chocolates. You're not getting the fourth one. Because what does pride mean? Pride means whatever I have is little more than what I deserve. Only then pride will come. If you earned it, then you feel normal about it. Bill Gates is not going to feel proud about his house. But if if I'm proud, that means Krishna, this is enough, I'm saying. If we're not proud, Krishna can give more. Why? Krishna takes away anything that we are proud about. From Sudama, he took away the poverty. Was he was proud about his poverty. See, I can handle poverty. I'm okay with my poverty. So because I'm okay with my poverty and I'm proud about my poverty, he was enjoying that. Krishna said, I will take that also away. Hari is Harati. He takes away things. From Bali Maharaj, he took away the three worlds, showing that you can't even give a charity of three steps. Three steps of land you cannot give in charity without my blessings. So whether it is Bali Maharaj or with this Sudama, Krishna takes away what makes you proud. So be very careful if you are around Krishna and you have something in your heart and he's sitting in your heart and he's watching. He knows your past, present, and future. He knows when you were a king and he knows you when you were a beggar. And then he knows when you as an eye were a amoeba in the stool of a mosquito, as Harivilas Maharaj calls it. So Krishna knows what our situation was. So if somebody say a ordinary person becomes suddenly rich, people say, can you penny and all those like naya, newly rich person, right? Can you imagine Krishna looking at us as amoeba in the past and saying that now I am proud about something? What is your size? Oh, 10,000, the tip of the hair. It's like that is the size, and we are proud. Do we have control on our body? No. The Paramatma checks the balance and says there is balance, and the Devatas lift our hand or roll our eyes, or Mitra Dev allows us to go to washroom in the morning. So, what is in our control? Nothing. Namaste. When we say Namaste to Lord, what we are saying? How do we pay obeisances? We are saying we are joining our hands, we are joining our feet, and both hands and legs are connected to say Namaha. Nothing is mine. And I don't have anywhere to go. By crossing legs, we are saying, I don't have anywhere to go. So, Lord, please accept me. Why? I have nothing of my own. I have nowhere to go. Please accept me. So, what matters? Humility. So, humility is the only currency that gives us a spiritual life. Everything else is things that will help us get there. These are sadhanas, but it's not the ultimate thing. So, let's read the first verse together. Or I'll read, you can listen. Let there be all victory to the chanting of the holy name of Lord Krishna, which can cleanse the mirror of the heart and stop the miseries of the blazing fire of material existence. That chanting is the waxing moon that spreads the white lotus of good fortune for all our living entities. It is the life and soul of all education. The chanting of the holy name of Krishna expands the blissful ocean of transcendental life. It gives us a cooling effect to everyone and enables one to taste full nectar at every step. Second one, who wants to read?
My Lord, O Supreme Personality of Godhead, in your holy name there is all good fortune for the living entity, and therefore you have many names, such as Krishna and Govinda, by which you expand yourself. You have invested all your potencies in those names, and there are no hard and fast rules for remembering them. My dear Lord, although you bestow such a mercy upon the fallen, conditioned souls by liberally teaching your holy names, I am so unfortunate that I commit offenses while chanting the holy name, and therefore I do not achieve attachment for chanting.
Maybe the TV needs a little change of angle. Okay, third. Who wants to go? Yes, Mother.
One who thinks himself lower than the grass, who is more tolerant than a tree, and who does not expect personal honor but is always prepared to give all respect to others, can very easily always chant the holy name of the Lord.
Amazing. So His Holiness Radhanath Swami Maharaj says, it is very easy to give respect to others, but it is very complex to expect respect from everybody. Like they should give me respect. That makes us miserable. But just giving, that is in our control. It's very easy. And then lower than the grass or even the blade of grass, what is the relationship, right? A grass, if you step on a grass, it will go down. And then when you take your step out, it will come up again, bounce back. We are also very humble in front of teachers, guru, police officers, whoever has authority over us. We are temporarily very humble. But are we humble all the time? No. The moment that we pass out of the college and all that, that professor doesn't matter anymore. Now we may be humble, we may be humble. Right? So humility is our humility is very situational. And what Lord is expecting is be humbler than the blade of grass. And the blade of grass is that broken piece of grass that is on the street. It is always humble. It is always flat. It is never a point when it is pointing up. So that is why there is a difference between just the grass and the blade of grass. And that is where the level of humility that is expected is be humble all the time. That means 360-degree humility. In corporate world, we do 360-degree reviews to find out how are you to your seniors, how are you to your equals, and how are you to your juniors. And if Krishna does a 360-degree on us, and everyone says you are humble, there's a good chance that I'm humble. So that is why it is important to be humble all the time, not from outside, but from inside also. Now, I was talking to His Grace Kanai Thakur Rubu, who gave us all the materials for this seminar. And then our team compiled them and shaped them nicely. So he said, I said, pride comes before fall. I was telling him, so look at my pride. So he said, yeah. And, what comes before pride? He couldn't answer that. He said, I am better than others. That thought comes before pride. So if we collect our strengths right now, we can jot down probably 12 things that I'm good at types of thing, right? But that feeling that I'm better than others, in material world, that gives you confidence. But in spiritual world, it can give you the pride that I'm better than others. So that is why we want to be careful of things that we are better of. So how do we kind of resolve it? We resolve it by being grateful to Lord for giving those potencies to us. If we have something, it is because Lord is allowing us to have it. He's actually the giver. So we can always be grateful. If I am very beautiful, I should be saying that, if I have this beauty, what is the beauty of the Creator? Or even when you say somebody's beauty, we say, if this person is so beautiful, how beautiful the Creator must be. So any good thing any good thing we see in this world is a reflection of Krishna's potency, as per Bhagavad Gita. So we should only give credit back to Krishna for having it. So if somebody has, say, unlimited wealth, that is also a reflection of Krishna's opulence. So in ISKCON, we respect those people for the reflection of Krishna. Tomorrow, if they don't have it, right? Reflection is over. No? So the point is, it's only the reflection of Krishna that we are honoring. It could be anything, all opulences or 6 types of bhagyas that we talk about. Okay, who wants to read the next?
O Lord of the universe, I do not desire material wealth, materialistic followers, a beautiful wife, or fruitive activities described in flowery language. All I want, life after life, is unmotivated devotional service to you.
Amazing. Na dhanam, na janam, na sundari, kavitam va jagadisha kamaye. Why did Mahaprabhu put na everywhere? Why every word has a na? Because somebody may say na dhanam, but janam sundari kavita is okay. What is Mataji's name? So, so like, na dhanam, na janam, no followers, na kavita, nothing. Now there are people in Hare Krishna. Prabhuji can have kavita. Now she is Kalindi Prem Mata. So no kavita again.
I wish to add there.
Tomorrow is Women's Day. Be ready.
Online.
Zoom is recording. Directions are recording. Vayu Agni is recording. Chitragupta is recording. is recording. So the na dhanam, na janam, na sundari. So there are people who skip, like they want money, they'll say na dhanam, they'll skip. They'll say other things. Somebody likes praise, they'll say, okay, I will not say na there. So there are people who are brutally honest to their desires and say na. But what is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu saying? You're holding something in your hand and I want to give you something better. What will happen? You have a rotten cake in your hands and you're holding with your life, that rotten cake. I want to give you a fresh, nicely made cake. What will be the first thing that has to happen? You have to drop the cake like that. Whatever we have in this world, we don't have to drop it, drop it. There is something called as Yukta Vairagya. Yukta Vairagya is basically having it as knowing it is the ownership of the Lord. Like, house belongs to the deities and we as servants are living in the deities. Now, when you are doing this brooming and vacuuming, you are saying, I am serving Lord's place by cleaning the house. So even simple thing like maintaining your house becomes a spiritual activity, right? So Yukta Vairagya is a paradigm shift, which is again uniquely available in Hare Krishna, where you can have only 10,000 square foot house and still have spiritual perfection. There is no need to go and become like Himalayan sadhu and give up everything, give up family. That is not required. While having everything, as long as you agree that all of this is actually coming from Lord, belongs to Lord, and is to be used in the service of the Lord, it is okay. We are allowed to have it. We are still allowed the highest spiritual perfection while having it. So this is very, very unique that we are in this parampara. We have good clarity on what does it mean. Again, His Holiness Radhanath Swami Maharaj, one of the classes, he says, if you are asked to go from a palace to live under a tree, you should not be attached. But even better, if you are living under a tree, you are asked to go live in a palace, you should not be attached to the tree either. So both ways, you should not be attached. That's like next standard because usually it's comfortable. I can give palace, give a palace. I'm living under a tree. Now you start to develop the humility under the tree. But now don't be attached to tree also. If you're asked to live in the palace, go for it. So whatever it takes to be in the service. Like Srila Prabhupada used to give these conferences, press conferences in five-star hotels. And the people would come and question why you are getting a Rolls Royce to drive. You are a sadhu monk. You should be very, very self-controlled and all that. And why are you sitting in a five-star hotel and giving the press conference? So Prabhupada said, I can sit under a tree, but will you come over there? So to attract the crowd, you need these external opulences like huge temples, Bhavya Divya temples. They are the purpose of attracting the commoners because the commoners, whatever greatness they see, they get attached. Like, okay, something is there, huh? Because the temple is so big. Okay. Oh my Lord, oh Krishna, son of Maharajananda, I am your eternal servant. But because of my own fruitive acts, I have fallen into this horrible ocean of nations. Now, please be causelessly merciful to me. Consider me a particle of dust at your lotus feet. So, what is the mood? Mood is I'm your spiritual spark, I'm your eternal servant. So, that means the relationship is that of a cooperation, service. What will happen if I am a small spark and I am part of the Lord's whole existence? Playing a cooperative position will help me be in a happy state. If I'm rebellious in nature, then I'm out of service That is where we are in this horrible ocean of nations. Nations means what? Ignorance. Now, please be causelessly merciful to me. Consider me as a particle of dust at your lotus feet. So basically, humility. So first five um, slokas that we learned, basically they are establishing the sambandha with the Lord. Sambandha means our relationship with the Lord. What is the sambandha? Relationship? You are Mahan. I am Lahan. Lahan in Marathi means small, right? Or I am Anu. You are Vibhu. And you are unlimited. I am very limited. But by nature, we are same. What is the philosophy? Achinta Beda Beda. How? Achintya, beyond imagination and or beyond we can conceive. But it is simultaneously one and different. And that is where we are like Lord, but we are not as powerful, as unlimited, as six bhagyas, right? He has full and we are limited. So that is where the humility. So first five verses establish the sambandha. So there are three deities in ISKCON, right? Sambandha, Abhideya, and Prayojana. So now Sambandha is established. The next three talk about the Prayojan. Prayojan means the goal. Right? But all eight are also talking about the process. So every verse, the Abhideya, the process, is all eight verses. So all eight verses are covering the process for we are supposed to follow to go back to Lord or achieve the highest spiritual perfection. So, my dear Lord, when will my eyes be beautiful? Wants to read? Anybody on Zoom wants to read?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Please go ahead, Mataji.
My dear Lord, when will my eyes be beautified by filling with tears that constantly glide down as I chant your holy name? When will my voice falter and all the hairs on my body stand erect in the transcendental happiness as I chant your holy name?
So, who is the Prabhuji who gives us the Bhakti Vaibhav classes on that?
Radha Krishna Prabhu.
Radha Krishna. So Radha Krishna Prabhu used to say, some people come and take darshan in front of deities. How do they take darshan? They come and stand in front of the Lord like this. Hum bhi hai, tum bhi hai. I am also there, you are also there. Are you okay? I am okay. So that mood is different than basically feeling that humility, which we first five verses we learned. And what is the result of that? The result is when we see the deity of the Lord and our emotions, our heart melts and we feel that happiness and tears are rolling. That is where we know something is going right direction because now we are in the Prayojan side. Prayojan side means the goal. By following the process, we are reaching a point where we are getting the symptoms of ecstasy and even uh, the stages of devotional life. When you reach the bhava, which is a stage before prema, in the bhava stage also you start to see some symptoms sometimes. Uh, as per ISKCON standards or our parampara standards, we are never to express our spiritual emotions in public. We're supposed to suppress it, hide it, go in a corner, enjoy it separately. It is your personal relationship with the Lord. It is not a matter of public display. And if we allow it to happen in public display, we're not supposed to. But if we do, then there is a risk of we falling in the category of sahajiyas. Who are the sahajiyas? Sahajiyas are that group in around Vrindavan where the guys will decorate like girls and they will say, I am part of the Gopi gang, and they will decorate themselves and then they will dance and they'll faint in ecstasy while dancing and they will cry and they will do all these emotional display and then they will step out and then start up their bidi and then they'll start fukifying the bidi. So it's like, okay, what happened? You were in highest spiritual rasa 5 minutes back. You are out now and you are now smoking cigarettes. So that is where it becomes sahajiyam is cheap. It's like very easily. Uh, so they are claiming something they are not. How they are claiming something they are not? There are two ladies who both are in the prasuti gruha, which is like what to say English.
Neighborhood.
Maternity ward, yeah, labor, same. Both are shouting, Both are shouting out of pain. Both are shouting out of pain. But one is actually pregnant and second is not. Now the second who is not pregnant, no matter how much she shouts, can she deliver a baby? Is it even possible? She's not pregnant, Baba. So if we are not pregnant with the love of the Lord in our heart, no matter how much drama we make out of tears or emotions or all the ashtavikaras showing up, our parampara every time they will kick that person and throw him out, saying that you are a dummy person. Why? Because you are a sahajiya. So we're not supposed to either. Basically, this is our personal relationship with the Lord. It has nothing to do with anything in public place. That is why in ISKCON, in public place, you will never see anything. If somebody is experiencing those, Srila Prabhupada, when he used to take deity darshan, his eyes would water so much. And when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would take darshan, the holy time we took that pichkari and through the, syringe the water. Like that, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's ears would be teary all the time and he's like always throwing it. But he's Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and he showed us that this is possible by chanting the name of the Lord. And when we chanted the name of the Lord, what happens? At least my situation. Nashta prayeshu abhadreshu nityam bhagavata sevaya. All the inauspicious things are gone and we feel sleepy. Right? And Kanai Guru explains it so nicely. He says, I slept for 8 hours. I took shower. Then I'm chanting name of the Lord. Why should I feel sleepy now? Anarthas. If I get a rasgulla to eat, while eating that rasgulla, will I feel sleepy? No. So the activity of rasgulla doesn't make you sleepy. Sometimes chanting the 16 rounds makes you sleepy. The moment 16 rounds are over, your sleep is also gone. See, we have some realized souls in the room. Like, where was the sleep? Why it was there until now only, right? So because the holy name we are chanting, but we are actually filled with a lot of dust, and that is where it can be like that. So when we take the darshan of the Lord, we start at the feet, and then we slowly go up, and we appreciate all the artifacts and the beauty and the decoration. And what happens when a soul enters ISKCON temple, right? When so many new people come to ISKCON all the time, right? When we enter, the first thing that happens is Radharani, who is standing next to Krishna, says, "Hey Krishna, your child is back. Please take him back in the family." Now Krishna doesn't do anything straightforward. That's why he's standing threefold. Nothing straight, right? He says, Radhe, do you know this soul has done so many mistakes, so many papas? Radharani says, I do not know what is papa. Because she's so sinless, she doesn't know what is a sin. Radha word, that is how the word, the worship comes from Aradhana, Radha. But when Radha is missing in life, then it is Aparadha. Right? We have Anuradha. So, so if Aparadha means the sinful,
You just follow her how to worship Anu.
absolutely.
That's the meaning of Anu.
So now, Radha doesn't know what is sin. Now, you take a 2-year-old small child is attending this class and he takes your iPhone and starts walking away. Will you say he's stealing? He doesn't know what is theft. He doesn't know what is ownership. You have to know the ownership before you know what is a theft. So, like the Red Indian giving, you may not know. Red Indians have no concept of ownership. Everything is Mother Nature. You use when you want it. I'll use when I want it. So if I come and say, Srinivas Prabhu, can I take your Tesla for a week? And if Srinivas Prabhu is Red Indian, you are wearing a red shirt. So Srinivas Prabhu say, take it. No problem. Right? Not even week. I'll just come and say, I'll ask, I want your Tesla. He'll say, take it. And then whenever he wants to go somewhere out, with very calm mind, he'll come and take it back also. Why? He doesn't think it is his. See, it is Mother Nature. When I want it, I'll use it. When you want it, you use it. The Europeans came and started asking things from Red Indians. They gave it. But when they needed it, they went and took it back also. The Red Indians, the Europeans were confused, like, you gave it to me, give it back. They coined a new word. Look it up. Indian giving. You give it and you take it back when you required. But there is no sense of ownership. And that is where Krishna said, do you know this? How many sins this person has done? Radharani doesn't know what is a sin. So she asked this very humble, simple question. What is a sin? Now, this 2-year-old child comes and says, explain me what is a theft. The child doesn't know what is ownership. How do you explain the theft? You have to first explain the concept of ownership and says, what is ownership? Right? Because if for him everything, I can take whatever I like. No? Then you take something. So like that, Krishna is unable to explain to Radharani what is sin. Krishna loses the argument. As a result, Krishna has to accept that soul back in the family, anybody who enters Hare Krishna temple. That is the power of going and standing in front of deities. And Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, once he went there to take darshan without glasses. So somebody said, Guru Maharaj, your glasses. Guru Maharaj said, I am presenting myself as a servant to the Lord. So that is another way. You go and report. Like in many temples during Mangalarti, people go and give a report on how many books were distributed yesterday. Right? We are reporting to Krishna, Krishna, this is what I have done to please you yesterday. Very clear. Why? Because in Isha Upanishad, it is very clearly called out that, oh Lord, at the point of death, now remember everything I have done for you. Please, I'm going to lose my body. Please remember what I have done for you and please treat me accordingly. Now, Lord remembers everything. Still, the devotee has the right to remind Lord, I've done something for you. So, what is a prayer? Prayer is a conversation with the Lord. And because we may be not enough cultured, not enough trained about how to communicate with the Lord, that is why we depend on the prayers written by the eloquent and elevated acharyas to get the right frame of mind in how to communicate with the Lord. Like when you go in a court, there is a certain way the judge has to be approached. You cannot go and be whimsical about it. The lawyers are trained, everybody is trained. When the king arrives, there is a certain way things are done. So even in front of the Lord, the prayers, we are safe in repeating the prayers of the Lord. That is why we can recite the prayers in front of the Lord. That is much easier than we go and communicate. Because a typically untrained Hindu will go to temple and do what? Take out a long list of his demand list and say, like, in Mumbai at least, when we go to Udupi temple, Udupi hotel, we say, hey, Tambi, idhar aao. We have no idea actually what Tambi means, but everybody says Tambi, I also say Tambi. Right? Tambi, idhar aao. The mood is not very humble, although Tambi means younger brother or something. So come here. And then we say, masala dosa, uttappa, chai, malai marke, and fadafat. Chai, garma garam. Dosa, kadak. We give all the adjectives also, what I want. After 5 minutes of talking to your friend, again them say, hey, Tambi, kya ho gaya? Because he's serving 20 tables. And it's just amazing their memory. They can remember the 20 tables, who ordered what. Is it a combined billing or a split billing? Amazing. But we are not very humble with the Tambis. That's why I'm using the example. People come to the Krishna temple and say, Krishna, Dhanam Dehi, Bharya Dehi, 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 Putram Dehi. Long list. And then I want it instantly. And if you don't get those things from Krishna right away, what is the next thing? Go to another temple. Go to another temple, like stocks, people do diversification, no? To be safe. There's so many people who come to temple by God's grace. You have to go to another temple for some service. You will see them there also. So they are in this temple, that temple, that temple. I will not take all the names of the temples, but you find them in every temple. Why? Diversification. If you see some people in Sai Baba temple also. Now that doesn't end in India. If somebody wants to have a baby and the baby is that's not happening or wants a job, not getting whatever, they'll say, no, there is a Bandra ka church hai, Mother Mary ka church hai, udhar jaake mannat mango, mil jayega. People will go there also. It doesn't end over there. Then so koi peer hai, koi, green kapda dal ke baithe, udhar jaake mango. People will go there also. Is Lord important or my desires are important? So, because general Hindus were very shy to take Lord's name in the streets, Sankirtana, not possible. When they come in front of the deities, only thing that matters is what do I want out of you. Until coming to ISKCON, I didn't know we're supposed to serve Lord. It was a shocker for me. What? Lord wants something from me? I thought we're supposed to ask and ask. He's the giver. And for giving also, very fact, I went to temple and I asked, Bada meherbani kiya maine. I have come to your temple. Do you know how many choices I had? I came to your temple. So you give it to me and give it to me quickly. So what is the standard of going in front of deities? And Murti Nahi Sakshat Brajendra Nandana. It's not Murti, it is actually Krishna. And the Krishna reciprocates. And the Krishna relates with you and he plays in your heart. And we're supposed to have that emotions and feelings. And how do I serve you? That should be the mood. What can I do? Right? If at all something is to be asking, only we can ask for more devotional service. And instead of that, coming and asking, then people come and stand in front of Krishna and then they roll around themselves 3 times. It's like there is so much of education needed in this society, whole human society. We have so much to offer and so much of service is to be done. That is why ISKCON has unlimited headroom in terms of how much it can expand because we have real materials which are badly required by people. And the immediate and first part of that is training about how to be happy here, art of living, art of living. Both are very important. It is desperately required. That is where we are in business. And that is where these 8 shlokas, can you imagine? We have millions of shlokas across Mahabharata and all the scriptures. In 8 shlokas, whole philosophy is included. That is the power of Siksastakam. And we should aspire, if we are not uh, Shamla Mataji, she used to say, if we go in front of the Lord's deity, she is my teacher. She's in India now. Bhakti Vaibhava, Bhakti Vedanta also, maybe by now. She says, if you don't feel like crying in front of Krishna or for Krishna, you should cry because you are in a situation where you don't feel like crying for Krishna. So cry for the situation that you cannot cry for Krishna. It's like, okay, got it. I'll cry. So that is the standard that we should have is, I'm not having these feelings. I'm not, basically, I don't have any emotions for you, Lord. What a situation I'm in, right? Okay. Who wants to read? Anyone on Zoom?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes, Mataji.
My Lord Govinda, because of separation from you, I considered even a moment a great millennium. Tears flow from my eyes like torrents of rain, and I see the entire world as a void. Thank you, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. Kanchan Machi, right?
Yes, Prabhuji. Thank
Is
you.
one of the co-contributors, the culprits in the making of these presentations. Right?
Thank you.
So, gopis, this is the mood of the gopis. Now we are in the Persian part, no? 6, 7, and 8 verse. So, gopis, when they used to curse Lord Brahma for creating the universe, where if, if not if, but when we blink our eyelid, right, that is called as lava matra. Lava matra is like 1/12th of a second. And when that moment eyes are closed and they are present in front of Krishna, and because they are not able to see Krishna for that moment, 1/12th of the second, they would curse Lord Brahma for designing the universe in such a way that there are eyelids. There should not be eyelids because when Krishna is present, I want to look at him continuously. Can you imagine that missing the part, like missing Krishna? They can't handle one moment of separation. And they used to feel that this is like 12 years or like a millennium. And that is the mood in which Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wants us to be, that we want to be around Krishna so much, that we are missing Krishna so much in our life, that every moment we are actually crying for Krishna because Krishna is absent in our life. We should be actually present in front of Krishna. If not, Krishna's leelas could be running in our heart. If that is also not there, we are actually in service of Krishna. We are around deity of Krishna. We are around photographs of Krishna. If nothing else, we should be morose. And if that morosity is not there, you see how much. Try to see a music festival in the Western world or any world, actually. Bollywood, Tollywood, Mollywood, Hollywood. If there's a music festival, people are high on substances and they have this high music and they think they're happy. Absolutely opposite direction of what we are supposed to be, which is we should be missing the Lord in our life. And that is the standard of where we're supposed to be, is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is saying. Tears flow from my eyes like torrents of rain, and I see the entire world as void. Means if Krishna is absent in our life, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is feeling this, that continuously crying in absence of Krishna. This is called as love in separation. The distance, so somewhere I read, college time, the fire, if the fire is small, the wind will extinguish that fire. But if that fire is large, what will wind do? What happened in California? It will flare it up. So if we love someone little bit, out of sight, out of mind. But if we really love somebody really, really deep and very with high strength, when the distance will make us cry even more. That is the first step. Now, the second step is this is there's a word for it, Prabhu. What is it? Love in separation. Vipralamba bhava. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is explaining the Vipralamba bhava over here, where love in separation is also a type of rasa Krishna has designed to enjoy, where in that deep sorrow also we're actually enjoying. It's the highest happiness that comes out of missing Krishna in your life. If we are missing Krishna all the time, although externally it is like you were crying and all those things, the fact is at a soul level somewhere, we're relishing our connection to Krishna even in the separation. And that is how Krishna was probably, you guys correct me, we have very eloquent and elevated Vaishnavas over here. How old Krishna was when he left Vrindavan? Around 12?
16, 12, 13.
It's not more than 12. Okay, anyone on Zoom can tell? It was not more than 12, I think.
14.
Okay. Somebody's checking Google right now. So, Krishna was around 12 years old when he left Vrindavan and he went to Mathura and all that. And then he said, I'll come back. You gaya, you aya. Right? I'll go and I'll come back. He never said, I'm going for 6 months, be ready. Nothing. He said, Abhi jaake aata hu, right? And he did not come back. What was the situation of Brajavasis when he was gone? One moment was not tolerable. One moment, one eyelid blatting. Now Krishna is not present for a whole day. So when Krishna was, when he did this Giri Govardhan Leela, everybody really enjoyed because in the daytime, the Gopas would play with Krishna. In the evening, Gopis would play with Krishna. And in the morning, evenings, the senior Gopa Gopis would play with Krishna, or when he came for stealing the butter and all that. But there were times of the day when they couldn't be with Krishna. Gopis were not allowed to play in the daytime so much, and then at night, Gopas were not allowed to play with him. They had their family duties, the Gopis. So in Govardhan Leela, because it was a flood and rain and all that, the whole crowd was with Krishna 7 days, 24/7. In my world, that is how the 24/7 came from. They were with Krishna 7 days under Govardhan, 24 hours every day. Right? So, there are SLAs, OLAs in this 24/7 availability, 999.99. This is 100%. Everybody was with Krishna all the time. That is why they were relishing. Who cares? It is flooding outside and Govardhan may collapse or whatever happen. Every moment there was a danger of death, and what they were relishing? They were relishing being with Krishna. Right? So that being always with Krishna is something that Vipralamba Bhava is something that Krishna, our philosophy teaches us how to connect with Krishna, because Krishna is not over here. That is why we put so many photos in the house, because we are missing Krishna. Many times, ordinary Indians come to the home and they're like, "Kya ho gaya?" Why? Tell us, why do you have so many photos of Krishna? Right? I have to tell them something they would relate with, which is, death can strike you anytime. At the point of death, we are supposed to remember Krishna. What if I die now looking at Krishna's photo? It is a success. Okay, okay. You have a strategy. Okay, okay, I have a strategy. Right. So we are supposed to miss Krishna, and that is why it is talking about it. The Brajavasis, they were without Krishna. Remaining next 80, 90 years, they were without Krishna. Can you imagine?
10 years old. Brajilala ends when he was 10 years old.
10 years old. See, I said less than 12. So 10. Thank you. Mm. So the fun part is, so they missed Krishna for that long, where they were missing Krishna. Gopis and so many, they said, we're ready to commit suicide. Krishna is not there. We want to end the story. What if Krishna, see, those were not the days of WhatsApp and all that. Good news. Right? So they could enjoy all this. What if Krishna comes back and he finds we are dead? He will also commit suicide. So we have to keep ourselves alive. That was the mood in which they were surviving every day. Every day, the Gopas would go and stand on the boundary of Vrindavan, hoping today at least Kanha will come. And the gopis were relating the pastimes of how they enjoyed with Krishna, some peacock dance and all that. One gopi will become a Krishna, and one gopi will become Radharani, and they will dance. And they were trying to remember Krishna in Krishna's absence, showing us the way what we are supposed to do in absence of Krishna is to read the Leelas of Krishna, do the dramas on Krishna, remember Krishna, because at the end of the day, it is all about remembering Krishna. Then Uddhava, who is the eloquent Sanskrit trained cousin of Krishna, who used to wear Krishna's dress, who used to look like Krishna also. Krishna said, Uddhava, can you please take my message back to Brajavasis? And please tell them that I will come and give my message. Uddhava said, Krishna, those are villagers. I speak Sanskrit. I learned from Brahaspati. So I'll go for like one night only. Don't ask me to go too much. Krishna said, that is fine. When Uddhava came on the boundary of Vrindavan, the the Gopas were excited that chariot like Krishna's chariot is coming back. And a person like Krishna is also coming. But when Uddhava got down from the chariot and he said, I'm going to trick them so easily that I am Krishna. I look like Krishna. I wear Krishna's clothes also. They used to use Krishna's clothes, ornaments. Said I'm going to trick them. And they didn't budge. The Brajavasis did not budge, the boys. I said, क्या हुआ? तो हमारा काना नहीं है. Every day used to come and sit on the boundary of Vrindavan. आज तो आएगा काना. तो हमारा काना नहीं है. बोले क्यों? हमारा काना होता तो हमको लपक के गले लगा लेता. If you were our Kana, you'd hug us so nicely. The scene would be very different. You can't be just standing there like this, hum bhi hai, tum bhi hai type. So they knew. Then when he went to meet with gopis, he tried to explain gopis because he was Veda studied and all that. Ultimately, we are a spirit, Brahman. I am Brahman, you are Brahman. Gopis who look like village girls who are just milking the cows, never went to school, never went to some spiritual education. They defeated Uddhava. How? But Uddhava, if you are Brahman and we are also Brahman, why Brahman is teaching Brahman? Brahman is supposed to equal, na? How Brahman is teaching Brahman? Defeated. Uddhava lost the point. Then he went to Yashoda Maya, and Yashoda Maya was in a trance. He was saying, Awaj mat kar, bachcha so raha hai. Krishna. She was missing Krishna so much. And basically, when he saw how much the Brajavasis loved Krishna, how much they missed Krishna, then he understood what is prema, what is love, how to miss Krishna. That mood that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu carried back 500 years back of being a devotee of Krishna and missing Krishna could only be experienced by the Brajavasis when Krishna was present 5,000 years back. And that is where he's saying, ordinary person will see, isko kya ho gaya? Tears flow from my eyes like torrents of rain. कुछ problem है. Like, somebody will say you had some life trauma, that's why you are doing this. कहीं और दर्द है. So it's not like that. It's about missing Krishna in our life as experienced by Brajavasis, as experienced by Gopis, as experienced by Gopas, as experienced by Yashoda Maya, as experienced by the senior Brajavasis, as experienced by cows and calves and the residents of Vrindavan. Um, that is what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is giving us through back door, and the process is very simple. A, B, C, D, E. A for association, connect with devotees. B for books, read Srila Prabhupada's books. C for chanting. D for diet, follow the Hare Krishna diet. No onion, no garlic, vegetarian, only offered to Krishna. And E for engagement, do something for Krishna. To get to the point where we are also missing Krishna, just like his greatest devotees are missing Krishna. So, eighth, who wants to read the last one? Last and the best?
I can read Prabhuji.
Yes, Mataji, loudly, please.
Yes. Hare Krishna. Let Krishna tightly embrace his maid servant who has fallen at his lotus feet, or let him trample me or break my heart by never being visible to me. He is Taposhi after all and can do whatever he likes, but still he alone and no one else is the worshipable Lord of my heart.
What is now Chaitanya Mahaprabhu saying? No matter how Krishna treats me, because many times what happens, the moment I take up to devotional life, मैंने कृष्णा के ऊपर बहुत बड़ा मेहरबानी किया है. So now, if the rain comes, it should go from the side. Anything should happen, I should be on the good side of the situation. कुछ भी होता है तो, right? So we start thinking that I should be lucky everywhere. I should get everything better than others. I should have the latest and the greatest. So that is where those expectations, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, no. Basically, let Krishna tightly embrace this maid servant who is fallen at his lotus feet, or let him trample upon me. Let's see, Krishna is not physically present over here. That means he can trample us through others also. So sometimes people will respect you. Sometimes people will glorify you. And sometimes people will pull the rug under you and they'll let you enjoy the gravity also. But it is all coming through Krishna. So we are supposed to do what? Whether it is this way or that way, Krishna, I am thankful to you. And this is again, no, we're not supposed to follow this, but this is Radharani's mood where she could call Krishna what she wanted. And after all, he can do whatever he likes, but still he alone and no one else is the worshipable Lord of my heart. That means just because we experience problems in life or things don't go our way, no matter what, we're not supposed to give up our relationship with Krishna, because that is the greatest thing we can have, relationship with Krishna. Minus relationship with Krishna, all other zeros, how much bank balance, zeros, how many houses, zeros, how many cars, zeros, how many people know us, zeros. That one is Krishna. If we have relationship with Krishna, other things have value. If we are missing relationship with Krishna, we know that it is matter of time we are going to lose it, right? Like His Holiness Radha Govinda Maharaj, he says, what is more dangerous? Gramya Katha? Gramya Katha means topic other than talking about Krishna, or hellish life. What is more dangerous?
Ramya Katha is more dangerous.
Since you always say
Because that's what we are not in Hellish planets. We are discussing Ramya Katha.
You are given two choices. One is start your hellish ride right now, or talk about something other than Krishna, like stocks, house market. So Radha Govind Maharaj says, Gramya Katha is more dangerous. And how he explains? He says, and this is Amarendra Prabhu, His Grace Amarendra Prabhu, that to him he explained, and Amarendra Prabhu explains this, that people who are in hell, they are at the bottom. So their future is bright. But people who are in normal human life and they are doing Gramya Katha, their future is dark. So what is more dangerous? Whose future is dark or whose future is bright? So if we don't want our future to be dark, absolutely we should give up on Gramya Katha, focus only on Krishna Katha. That way we know that every moment death could be getting us, and every moment if we are doing Krishna Katha, we are safe. So that is the verse 8. Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami referred to 8 verses given by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu as Siksastakam. They were compiled by Srila Rupa Goswami and appeared in Padavali. And the first 5 I talked about is Sambandha. It gives you the relationship to Krishna. The last 3 are giving the prayojan, but each one of them is also giving the process of connecting with. Also, it is the bhava and prema. The last 2 shlokas are talking about, when you're having tears and all that, that is like the bhava level. But the next level is prema level, saying that no matter what happens, like when Krishna had little headache and Narad Muni wanted a solution for that, no Vaidya was working out. He said, go and get the dust of the lotus feet of my devotees. And all the queens of Dwarka said, no, no, no. Do you know, if we give the dust of our lotus feet, we'll go to hell. So they refused. But gopis immediately collected a basket and started putting all their lotus feet dust into the baskets and they'll go give it to Krishna. Narad Muni said, do you know what does it mean? That they say, yeah, of course, we will go to hell forever. But if that relieves Krishna's headache for a moment, we are willing to go to hell for eternal life. That is the mood. That is the gopis' mood. That it doesn't matter what happens to me. I want to still be part of the solution. I want to serve Krishna. That is the highest mood that the verse 8 talks about. So in 8 verses, you start with Adav Shraddha, like, life is a problem, and Guru gives you the mercy. And from there, you start and reach the point where you have the highest philosophy that is possible for you. So these are the 8 verses again for a quick refresher, connection to the Padyavali. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the Lord has formally composed these 8 verses to teach people in general. Now he personally tested the meaning of the verses, which are called as Siksastakam. The Lord lived his life of Siksastakam also. Not only he gave the verses, he lived that life. 24 years he was in Navadvipa, and then 24 years he was in the Nilachala, Jagannath Puri. And at the age of 24, he took his sannyasa. So first 6 years he did the South India Yatra, where he gave this philosophy to the whole places of India. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has visited many locations, including Pandharpur. Pandharpur is also visited. Yeah. Okay. And then he was at Puri. In Puri again, in the last 12 years, he went very deep into the missing the Krishna, the separation from Krishna. Now, a very big deep dive starts after this. So instead of showing you like this, because we are reaching 9 o'clock and people have not taken their dinners, I want to just show you advertisement of what our team has done. Right? So every verse, we go deep word by word and keep diving through that and give examples and references and shlokas and examples of how it matters. What I give you is like a very executive summary of what it is. Right? So you keep going. So we're still at 100. So I just want us to appreciate the good work done by team, and then the Guru Parampara, Leelas of the Lord, different Ante Lila, Madhya Lila. The books, I will start here now for closing part. So we know this book we have heard of, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita. Chaitanya, life force, right? Uh, Charita, Amrita. Charita is character and Amrita is eternal. If you don't have this book, please let us know. We are very happy to provide you that book. Not having this book means we are yet to get in Hare Krishna. And there are other books also, which are available, but that's the first. And then Chaitanya Bhagavat is something that is written by Purandara Dasa. So beautiful books. Up to you when and how you want to get there. References of all the work done. Credits. His Grace Kanai Thakur Prabhu gave us the bulk of the materials. Amritan Prabhu opened up his heart and his drive for all the graphics. His Grace Sri Vallabha Prabhu gave us the references of how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the incarnation of the Lord. And when I asked him when he got it, he said it was His Holiness Ramapada Maharaj. So we're thankful to everyone who participated in this project. And the people who actually worked on this is not me, but everybody else that you see over here. His Grace Ramam Kunda Prabhu, who's in the room. Kadambini Mataji, who's in the room. Kanchan Mataji, who read the shloka. Arnaz Mataji, it is her birthday today. Happy birthday, Arnaz Mataji. And Gaurav Kolle Prabhu put his name at the bottom. You know why? Because he compiled the slides, so he get to control where his name goes. So and he is the foundation. Extremely humble. Yeah. Microsoft. He pulled out of 185. That's the foundation. I wanted to say that he's the foundation on which this was built. And handful days, Mataji. I am yet to use him fully. Yeah. He's unlimited power. Yeah, very capable. So our prayers on behalf of the whole team is kindly pray for our spiritual perfection. Vancha kalpatarubhya krupa sindhubhya vacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavabhyo namo namaha ananta koti vaishnav ki jai Srila Hare Ashtapadi Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Thank you so much.
Hare Krishna.
It's a wonderful presentation, Prabhu, and amazing that the team actually gone and put 110 or 120 slides.
185, Prabhu.
185. So I know we cannot cover all those things, but it's probably worth sharing with the group so we can release offline.
No, we are coming back with a longer seminar. And yes, those materials will be translated in all the major languages like international business language like Telugu, Hindi, Spanish, French, Marathi. All these languages, next project to translate also those, they will be widely available to official ISKCON people. Official means who are actually in ISKCON. So yes, absolutely. We have big plans, Prabhu. Thank you so much for the encouragement. We will take 1 minute reflections from the attendees. We'll start on the Zoom and then go to the room. Is it okay?
Yeah.
So please come on video and give us like 1 minute reflection of what did you learn today and what do you want to take it forward. We'll start with people on video. That means starts with you, Prabhu.
Or with me?
Yeah. What is your reflection from today's class?
A reflection, Prabhu, Siksastakam is the basis for all the things what we do. Everything emanates from the Siksastakam. All our philosophy is encapsulated by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in these beautiful 8 verses. And specifically the humility part, which strikes me, Trunadipi Sunichaina. That will open up many things for us.
Hari. Thank you so much, Prabhu. Who wants to go next? Anyone on video?
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Yes, Mataji. Kanchan Mataji ki jai. She is our co-conspirator in the creation.
Thank you for inspiration from you, Prabhuji. It was a very nice class. And then, as Prabhuji said about the Shishtastakam. So It gives us how to be very humble, like you explain about Gaurav Prabhuji. So we have to follow him. And then the love about Radharani, which you have explained, that is amazing. We should always remember that, and then follow on the Krishna consciousness path.
Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you so much.
Who's next? Who's NVD?
Nityanand Vilas Prabhu.
Media.
Come on, show, give us your darshan.
Okay, we'll turn in the room because we can see it. We just have to.
Sorry, bro, I'm in a
Srimat,
service, so that's why I'm not speaking it, but I'm hearing.
no problem.
Your wisdom.
We are realizing your presence through the prasadam you give us.
The next
Okay.
one is
Yeah.
Everybody is welcome to, but they have to speak up for that, right? They might be parallel tasking other services.
yes,
Okay, so we'll come to the room. And who wants to go first?
Yeah, I can go first. Thank you, Prabhu, for the wonderful session.
Mhm.
The content itself is very, very attractive. So I'm definitely looking forward to the word for word meaning of all these 8 shlokas. I heard that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said regarding preaching. So when it comes to preaching, we have to preach 24/7. And in between, if needed, we have to speak. So and looking at Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's work, he just followed what he said. In his entire life, the only thing that he published is Siksastakam. And rest of his life, he was setting an exemplary example of how to be a good devotee, what does it mean to be humble. So he was preaching by his example, and he spoke only very little in the form of 8 shlokas, Siksastakam. And we learned many details of this today, and looking forward to the word for word meaning and more slides that you have. Amazing. Thank you so much, Prabhu, for your time and effort on this.
Hare Krishna. It's a teamwork, but thank you. Your initiative,
Yeah.
Sridhas Prabhu is like you need 3 things in spiritual life: Utsaha, Nishchay, and Dharya. He has ample of 3. So you'll see these programs coming together. Thank you so much. Ramakund.
thank you. Thank you, Prabhu. Nice. Like now, Gaur Purnima is coming, so very appropriate topic we selected. So it was a very good to. It is our fortune that we are able to hear to Gaurav Katha through Shastakam. And yeah, you made many, many good profound points. The one which stood, which I would like to mention is about we should cry that I'm not able to cry for the love for Krishna.
Yeah.
That was a very profound point, I thought, and many other points about humble, how we should be humble, and we should not be proud of that I'm humble. Very nice, bro. Thank you.
Sorry.
Hare Krishna.
Vrindavan Mataji.
Krishna Prabhuji, first of all, thank you for giving us the opportunity to participate in this project. It was amazing. I tried to do some of the Leela slides of Gauranga of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And it was a lot of things I learned about him at the time while I was reading or listening to the lectures. So I really appreciate that. This is a wonderful, wonderful session, and I think they have told the major points, and I really liked about the humility. That is the base of this whole thing, and like the Shikshastakam tells us about that and how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has shown us that through his own life. That is amazing. And like you said, pride, that we should be humble and we should not be proud of our humility. So that really struck a chord with me. So I was just trying to, when you were speaking, I was trying to remember my own life, like how much I'm still lacking in Krishna consciousness and what I need to do for that to take a step forward. So it's like an eye-opening session for me that I really need to step up and do more things to come into Krishna consciousness. So thank you for opening my eyes.
Hare Krishna. Kadambiri Mataji, for those who do not know, in Maharashtra is few crore people. Everybody has read one book in Maharashtra. And they come to ISKCON and they ask for that book. And that book is written by her father. So her Mrutyunjay and Yugandhar. Yugandhar is a book on Krishna, and Mrutyunjay is on Karna. And those books are, and now Mataji has translated those in English. Is that correct?
Yugandhar will translate.
English. And then recently the Chhawa movie came out. That book is also written by her father, Shivaji Sawant Prabhu.
And based on the book.
The Chhawa movie is based on the Chhawa book, which is written by her dad. And Mataji recently published that in English also. So she's also an author, a very eloquent personality, very famous in the Maharashtra circle. Probably anybody, we do not know anybody who doesn't know her. And people fall off the chair. Shivaji Sawant. Yeah.
Languages.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like South Indian languages also. I think Malayalam, Tamil, I think.
Okay.
It's translated in English.
People in Maharashtra fall off their chair when I tell Shivaji Sawant's daughter is in my Bhagavad Gita class. And now here is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's Krupa. When Mataji came and attended the DYS class, after writing a book on Krishna, she was shell-shocked to learn so many things about Krishna. Right? It was a paradigm shift for you. And that is a power that a village idiot like me can impress an author of a full Maharashtra famous book author about Krishna. That is her humility, and the power we have in front of our philosophy, so powerful, so potent.
Yeah.
Just like a child can swim through a water full of crocodiles, anybody can represent our philosophy, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says. Once you learn from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Parampara, anybody can preach. That is why we all are able to preach. We should take full advantage of that. So we are still on the reflections. So Mataji, thank you so much. And Anuradha Sakhi Devidasi. It's Arna's Mataji's birthday. And they're all young.
Like the point that, like passport, humility is our identity. Maybe I didn't remember this one thing, but
you were in India that
I took for the first time for this that humility is our passport. Humility is the key of this powerhouse of all the ecstasies, all the knowledge, everything that we are going to get. Ultimately, Krishna Prema, that humility is the key or identity. Another thing I liked is Vipralamba Bhava.
Online people.
louder.
Vipralamba explained it very well, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu throughout life, he showed so many ecstatic symptoms of that and all. So I'm just praying that while we are away from Krishna, while we are in this world, practice in that need of Vipralamba. And Trinadapi Sunyachena, that from that verse, I remember when we went to Sharanagati in 2009 or 10, in Yumna Mataji's home, she has written that verse on her walls. So,
Let's speak louder or the laptop will close it.
So that Trinadapi Sunyachena Tarori Vasahishina Amanina Mamadena, if in Sudahari, it was like
that verse was written. And that time also she told that Prabhupada said this is a very, very important verse. This is like, if you follow this, yes, this is the main verse from Siksastakam. And everybody should be in that, practicing in that mode. So I just remember that emphasis on whole Siksastakam. This is the main point, humility. And actually, also, if you see our lives, like we were like, 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, 20 years of Hare Krishna, actually, to some extent, each one of us has practiced this. Otherwise, we couldn't go forward. Like, we have found that, some stumbling blocks, some things. So each one of us has followed this. And so we are here practicing. So I'm praying that, with blessings of all the Vishmas, I can be Trinada Pisunichi in our day.
Haribol. So at home also, maximum voice. The maximum voice.
For people at the Zoom, Srinath Prabhu is saying, at home also, is this the maximum volume from the Mataji?
What a fortune.
Now we have Pratyaksha Praman. We have devotees living next door. Let the summer season come. Windows are open. Then you talk to them. So no program gets completed without wholeheartedly thanking His Holiness Harivilas Maharaj, who really got us out of the dust, gave us a platform, gave us Srila Prabhupada, gave us Parampara, gave us deities, gave us Prasadam, gave us unlimited forgiveness in all the mistakes that we do, and put us into the Gaura Leela zone where we can actually be part of Gauranga's Leela that will run for 10,000 years. His Holiness Harivilas Maharaj ki jai.
Yeah.
I want to add one thing, that point that you mentioned. Last week, there was a deity welcoming ceremony in Botham. And Maharaj came, and Jayadvaita Swami Maharaj also came. In Harilas Maharaj talk, it was about 45 minutes. And about 30 minutes was only on this Trinadapi Sunichena sloka. Maharaj said, you learn one thing at a time. You don't have to learn too many things. So today, let's learn this Trinadapi Sunichena.
One item.
One item.
Nice.
And then, what name Maharaj gave to the deities? Kirtaniya Sadahari Gauranitai. That is also from Siksastakam.
Maharaj is getting the mood of Gaurapur. Yeah. So amazing, so amazing. And he is a walking example of so many things we read in the Siksastakam. That you will never see him preaching off like here and there. He's always properly sitting on the Vyasasana and then giving the classes. His whole life is so exemplary that is the representation of the parampara for us. So I thank everyone for giving us opportunity and engaging our whole team in this project. And this will furnish to next levels now that this has started, because the holy name is like a honey. It flows further. So again, for people in ISKCON, if you need these contents, kindly reach out to us. We'll be very happy to support you with that. With that, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Vancha kalpatarvishya kripa sindhubhyascha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavagam anantapati vaishnavagam.
One thing, Prabhu, Gauranga Chandra Prabhu, that reference of Krishna, what age he left, that I put a reference in the chat from the Srimad Bhagavatam.
What age it is, Prabhu?
11 years.
11 years. Hey, Hari. Now we have Shabda Pramans.
Yeah, he has 3-26 reference.
Acha. Very nice. Hare Krishna.
Hare
Thank
Krishna.
you so much.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Yeah, Dinek Prabhu also.